couple of days ago, I stumbled with Hidari Mimi Art channel. In case you don't know them, they are an amazing digital artist that draw the cutest, stylishest girls ever. They draw so pretty. So, with my mind, and I said, hey, I do a lot of art studies in my YouTube channel. Maybe I could do a little art study to learn how to develop that amazing style. But before that, I really stopped myself and told me why. Like, dude, my art style is, I would say, more aggressive or intense than that. So why am I trying to draw cozy girls? To be honest, I really like to develop my own art style. So before I started doing that, I decided to turn around and see one art style that with studying would really help to develop my own art style. That's where Hades came into my mind. First of all, I didn't know Hades before my significant other introduced me to it, and I fell in love with all the art style, with all the coloring style, because I really like color. So I decided to study that instead, and boy, that was a great decision. Hello, I'm Lance, and welcome to this art style study, which is one of my favorite things to do. So for this art style study, in case you don't know how I typically do it, I start recreating a piece or the specific style that I'm trying to do, like to recreate it like really detailed to understand what makes this art style to be. And after that, I try to make it more out of memory instead of making it just something that I did once. So I don't take 4 hours with every individual drawing, and that is not an exaggeration, because the drawing that you're seeing right now took me 4 hours to do, okay? And especially I'm extremely mad about that because I lost 1 entire hour of recording. But that doesn't keep me out from explaining to you what I learned from this and how you can do your very own Hades art study in case you too want to learn how to do things like that. I started with Aries. Aries is one of my favorite gods, but to be honest, well, first of all, my significant other was the one who chose this one specifically, but it was a treat for me because I really like them. Like, they look so cool, but I wasn't ready for note number 1. These people have diverse body shapes, and I wasn't ready for that. I am someone who draw twinks, okay? I'm into twinks. I wasn't ready for this Dorito shaped man, and the other like examples that I did are a bit like less bulky, but they are still with a new body shape for me. That really took me out of my comfort zone. First of all, an armor, baby. An armor. I have never done an armor before. But this bulky man, like, just getting the hang of his gigantic body, that was a lot. So first thing to keep in mind if you want to recreate this art style is that you really need to understand how muscles work. You didn't see it, but in my notebook I have a lot of practices of muscles and a lot of muscle man, because this man is huge, and it was so fun but so interesting. Another thing that I really noticed, and I think this is where I want to take like the most time to talk about, and it's the fact that this is not an anime art style. And to be honest, I do not consider myself an anime artist anymore. Mostly because I think right now anime has such a diverse style that you cannot say what is anime style anymore. And my understanding of anime art style is not my current art style. I would say it's more cartoonish, my art style, but I still keep a lot of anime structure and sometimes figure, and I wasn't aware of that until I started doing this drawing. So I know, like, when you're seeing this specific frame, you can see like the eyes are small, and I did like expression lines and all of that I'm not I'm not used to do. Like, totally, that's not something that you see in anime, it's not something that you see in cartoons. And this man has like so much detail in their face that I was so scared to do. And that head, I had to reduce the size like 3 times because I just kept doing such a big head. And I was so focused on, do not make a big head, do not make a big head, do not make a big head. It was still big. It was still big, especially considering how big this man is. His head was huge. Totally huge. I wasn't ready. And so, like, a total advice if you want to do this is understanding that anime has weird proportions, cartoon styles have weird proportions, all of us have weird proportions, and this art style is a bit more proportional, well, nature proportional. And that's really a challenge for me too. Like, first of all, drawing such huge muscles was a problem, but trying to not draw a head as big as what I was doing, gosh, that was a taste to my patience. Okay, but it was so worth it. Okay, another detail. I'll keep going back to like things about proportions because I think that they're really important. But another thing that was really important for me to note was that the main idea was to do this a coloring and art style study. But this study really wasn't meant for that. I'm gonna turn this video, well, this study, into a 2-part video, having the second one completely about color. Because, honey, coloring is its own spectrum and it needs a whole video to talk about. Because now we're getting into armor plays, okay? And understanding how amazing the line control is in this art style. If you haven't noticed, because my reference has been all messy, this style has a lot of line art. I'm an artist who doesn't draw line art. I only color. I think line arts are so restrictive. So this was my first line art. Like, I know this looked like a messy, colorful sketch, but this was like kind of a line art, just like segmented, so I could like really see what was going on in each part of this body. It was really segmented, but it was really hard to do a line art that I would feel comfortable with. Like, it was really hard to understand how the line was working, and this was because I'm used to anime kind of lines. And I don't know if you know that anime kind of lines tends to be like same width all the time, and that's amazing. I really like it, but that doesn't give me the value that I needed. When I started to do like thicker lines and thinner lines and really exaggerating some lines to do shadows and everything like that, that's when this like art style started working to me. And that's how I understood the kind of line arts that I do. Now I'm not close to do line art, because really this was amazing. The line control is really specific, but it really pays off. It really pays off. Like, when you get the hang of it, gosh, you feel amazing. But really, if you want to like learn how to do this art style, pay attention to how they work with their lines. Their lines are amazing, and they like have their own logic. Okay, they have their own logic to like be darker sometimes. It's mostly the rules that we tend to follow when we're talking about line control, but they are also a bit freestylish, so you can really play around with that one. But it's really about lines. Like, a big part of this art style is about the lines, and I'm talking that these lines are also part of the shadow. And I know a lot of us digital artists have heard like 1,000 million times, do not shadow with like darker colors, mostly black. I think we all agree that black is like the main rule. And this is a rule that I have followed my whole life, basically. Um, Totally my whole life I was like, oh my god, I cannot do it with black, and I have like do a lot of things. I really work with a lot of color, but this art style has great use of the color black. Like, gosh, I used black so much for the shadows. They are really exaggerated black shadows, like totally dark into your soul. And I was really afraid to do this because I was like, oh my god, I'm breaking every rule. Like, I do shadows with purple, but dude, the balancing and the contrast that blacks gives it, oh gosh, you don't know anything until you do that. Dude, that's amazing. It was really foolish. And this is the part when I have to talk about how an art style is not something that you just like come up with. It's something that you keep learning and making and understanding while you work. You cannot like get an art style if you don't understand like a lot of things, and mostly about yourself and the things that you like. And not because you have an art style right now means that it will be the art style that you'll have all your life. That's not it, dude. Like, a lot of people have told me, oh, I like your style, and I'm like, I don't know if I have a style yet, because my style fluctuates a lot because I learn a lot. I really like trying to do this, and doing art studies is a great part of my development as an artist. So I really don't think I have a style. So please feel free to do this kind of stuff and really try to understand what do you like, because believe me, this art style taught me a lot about myself and my own kind of art. Specifically, first of all, I draw ginormous heads. I need to correct that one. But another thing that it really showed me that this art style is pretty long. Like their faces are longer and they are all taller. That's something that I wasn't really used to do. Because of course, if you said the introduction, and now you're hearing my explanation, you may see like this art style is already getting into my own art style. But really the line work is amazing. But it really showed me how much I'm in my comfort zone as I draw myself. Those little land stickers that you saw, I draw myself as I am. I'm a short person. I'm not really tall, and I'm not huge. I'm not a huge man, let me tell you that one. So when I started drawing a huge man, I was drawing him with proportions that looked like me. Like, they really looked like me instead of like they were short. Like, short torso, short everything, because I am short. And I tend to draw short characters. One of my favorite characters to draw, it's Okarun, it's Izuku Midoriya. Again, I draw twinks. So, drawing a ginormous man with a long torso and a long face, oh, that was amazing. And that's a great part of what I want to talk about. These characters have amazing proportions. This was my first drawing, and as I said, the point of this first drawing is understanding every detail of this art style. This is why this drawing took 4 hours to do, because these drawings are meant to be to understand the general things and the most important things, so later I can do these drawings. These are my flash drawings, which are me trying to understand the art style in a way that would, I think, accommodate more my current art style. Is so I can really see what I learned how to implement and what things I still have to learn. In this case, it was really hard to like do another kind of face, another kinds of silhouette. Of course, these are flash drawings. The plan of this is to be fast, like really to understand the most important details, and that was hard for me because again, all of these characters are tall and long, and I was like, oh my god, how do I capture this in such a short time? Like, I wanted to go for less than 15 minutes for each drawing, which is really short time when you're talking about understanding a new art style, but it really helps you out to understand what things are the most important in each art style. This Athena drawing is my least favorite of the three that I did in the flash mode, because I was still very nervous and getting the hang of it, and I committed the error to keep my line with the same width all along the drawing, and that's something that then I realized in the next drawing I wasn't supposed to do that. But again, I'm like super used to the art style that I constantly use, that I think it's really classic anime inspired. Like, there are a lot of current animes that really change the width of their lines and everything, but my art style is really, I would say, Ranma half inspired, like in their lines, like everything is distinct. So I really fought a lot with that, and I'm not happy with this drawing. It's my least favorite of them all. And again, I forgot the fact that this is not an anime when it comes to my, like, the neck. I did the neck too short. Like, this, as I said, they are long and they have like thick necks. Like, they really support their head, so I think it was too, like, short and a bit too thin for my liking. And that's something I really want to, like, to understand. This second drawing, I really liked it a lot more. Of course, I wasn't, like, gonna take a lot, like, trying to understand the structure and everything, because this is an art style study. Later, I can do a whole thing about hands and feet and everything that we all hate to draw. But for this specifically, I really want to focus on getting the detail of how their structure is. And let me tell you something. This is where I really get the hang of, okay, line's important, line is really important, and black is important. That was already in my Aries drawing, but I only copied it, so I didn't really get why it was like that, okay? With this drawing and really experimenting, because I had short time, that's where I started to realizing why it was like that, and that helped me out a lot. That really helped me out, and it made me understand the fact that these lines really work to make the characters give off a certain vibe and to feel stronger the parts that they need to be stronger. Because that's something that I did with my Athena, that my lines were so thick that they wouldn't give dimension. This art style is a lot of dimension, it's a lot of understanding, it's a lot of playing and shrinking and doing, and oh my god, it was amazing. Again, different eye shapes that are not anime that were so hard. They were so hard for me, because again, this is what I have done my whole life. I really don't know anything other than drawing anime and cartoonish. So this was a big change for me, but I really love it. Like, this art style really inspired me. And I think studying this art style was a love letter to myself and to be true to yourself. Like, really be true to yourself with your art. And I think, like, we're all like, oh, I want to improve, I want to do this and this and this and this. But gosh, like, this art style is my essence, and I really want to keep understanding and learning about it. So if you see my art style morph a lot in these next videos, it's because I really want to learn how to do this, and I really want to learn how they accomplish this amazing drawing. This is not gonna be my only Hades study. This will be my first Hades study, and probably, like, the most important, because as you saw the first drawing, that is the base of every other part of the studies that I tend to do, and that's why I'm doing this video. But gosh, I really want to study this more, because it's fantastic. It's fantastic, the detail and how they work, just by how the lines under their eyes made it make sense for me. That was amazing. That was fantastic, and it's something that I really want to accomplish, and it's something that I want to learn how to do. So you will see me doing weirdest things right now, because I really want to experiment. I really want to understand what I'm doing. I really want to learn how to do this art style because it's amazing, and I really think I could learn a lot about it, well, from it. And as my last drawing, this is the meter. I love the hair. To be honest, I really loved this hairstyle. I thought like I see it as a giant broccoli, and I loved it. I think that's pretty punky. But I'm really in love with how these characters work. I still have to get better at making longer characters, to making more stylish versions, and to be more detailed. I think when we are learning from anime, when we're learning from like comics also, we tend to see less detailed art styles. This is mostly because, well, when you are doing a comic, where you're doing a series, you cannot keep up with all the details all the time. That's time consuming, and we don't have like the funds to keep doing that. We do not have the ways of to keep doing that. But in these things like video games, like specifically in this format, they do not have to like keep reusing the same thing. Like they can reuse the same drawing a lot of times. They do not have to draw it each time. So you really can like get detailed things. And I used to think that I didn't like detail because I wasn't used to this. But right now it's all I want to learn how to draw. And again, this is not my last Hades study. Please, if you want to see about how it's the coloring, because that's another amazing thing, keep like tuned. I'm gonna release a video shortly about it, and I really hope you enjoyed this studio. I really hope you learned something from it with me. I'm not the best teacher ever. I'm not the greatest art person ever. I'm just a guy with a dream that is becoming a great artist who can have a Patreon to upload their dumb sketchbooks. But this is my dream, and I really hope by accomplishing it you can learn too. So in case you want to see more about that, please stay tuned. If you want to see also another part of my content, if you thought I'm not insufferable, you can go and check out my YouTube channel. That will help a lot, and I'm really thankful that you stayed to this part of the video. Bye bye.